Okay, now it is my pleasure to introduce our next two speakers, Bridget Kennelly and Anne Moroney. Bridget has a background in education and passion for development, which is based on community ownership and sustainability. She has local and international experience, including in leadership and management positions. She has most recently completed 2.5 years volunteer mentoring in a developing country in the Pacific, and as a teacher, mentor and principal has been contributing to sustainable change in education practices. Anne has had a career in both private and public commercial legal practice and brings a commercial perspective of risk and structure to economic development strategy and implementation, finding ways to activate scale and scope in the economy. Anne's leadership at a community level is critical for the success of these activities, and we at RDA strive for collaborative strategy and implementation that is led and supported by business and community. Please join me in welcoming Bridget and Anne.
Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge Ngarrindjeri land and the Ngarrindjeri people and really thank Harley for that wonderful welcome this morning. I'm just going to make a few brief introductory comments around where the leadership program sits within our strategy before Bridget will take over and present the case study. It's always important when we have projects and programs is to understand how it does contribute to what we're doing, and I knew I was the wrong person to have this. See if you can do it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, sorry. One of the real values of the RDA network, as most people in the room know, is that we're embedded in the region and that we know our regions well. We have a very deep understanding of its structure, of its economy, and of the capability and resilience of people to activate opportunities. And where there are gaps, we go seeking them. It's this understanding that I think led Peter Crew to understand leadership programs can really help develop some of that resilience and capability in the region. In our, that pyramid on the right is something well known and I hope well loved by my team. It's my favourite thing. It's our hierarchy of economic development goals that we work towards as part of our strategy. And the two foundational elements are resilient people in place and good governance. And the leadership program plays very deeply into both these elements. It also has a big role to play in business competitiveness and regional competitive advantage, which are the next two. But it's around this resilient people in place and good governance in the region that we structured our leadership program. The importance of the program to, do you want to, okay, thanks, to our workforce development program just can't be understated. And it's at its essence all about people. To have vibrant towns, we need to have vibrant towns to attract talent. We really need to create an atmosphere where when everyone is in a world of choice at the moment as to where they go and live and work and play, we need to have the most vibrant townships that attract people and include them. We also understand that leadership capabilities are developed through workforce, and workforce develops leadership capabilities. So where we landed with the program was to focus on our township groups, our community township groups, in building leadership capacity for two really defined outcomes. One is to increase participation in group things and in leadership. So hoping to find people who might not be in work in the region for whatever reason, who build their confidence through gaining leadership skills. And the other is through those leadership skills to drive economic development outcomes from a township level, and that includes addressing the housing crisis. It's clearly going to be public-private partnerships that resolve these issues. It's a global issue. And having our towns and our people on board to help contribute to the solutions was really important for us. So we couched our leadership program in terms of community leadership at the township level.
We started firstly with really being careful about selecting our steering committee, making sure that it represented industry, community. It was made up by a broad demographic because we wanted really to target the issues that were pertinent to our region. As the conversations developed, common themes emerged, and that was through the lack of confidence and time for people to be involved in leadership and community organisations, and COVID had been detrimental to social cohesion and physical community engagement. In addition, more onerous responsibilities on committee members under legislation have been increased. Families with both partners working is now the norm. Falling popularity of youth clubs, etc., where young people cut their teeth on leadership and organisational processes. And general societal trends towards digital engagement and a stronger focus on individuality has impacted people's engagement in volunteering. This is also a vital step in workforce participation. It's difficult to enthuse people to stand up, join in and be a change maker. So this is where we stepped in to facilitate rejuvenation of communities in the area. We engaged a company called NFP Success to deliver the first workshop titled Inspiring Community Leadership. And we conducted this workshop in 3 locations across the region with a total of 45 participants. A 4th session is also in planning. The conversations that arose throughout the delivery of that course were rich in passion, purpose and generosity. We might let the participants speak for themselves.
Groups are the foundation of our region, and committees quite often do things in the old traditional way and the same way that it's always been done. And the Community Leadership Program is a series of workshops and upskilling opportunities for different community groups, offering workshops in modern governance and effectiveness, grant writing, cultural awareness and celebrating diversity. The discussion is fantastic because it becomes really apparent that all these different groups are really having the same challenges.
On a day-to-day basis, you might have an idea that your local playground needs a bit of tender loving care. As you might have guessed, I'm not Australian, so, how do you go about making that happen?
As I'm not native to Australia, I would say that, governance is one of the sort of elements that I'm looking to sort of broaden my understanding of, because I was born in communist country, by the way, so there's a lot to be learned in terms of social differences.
People see organisational and meeting and group governance as, if they don't understand it, it's a barrier to being involved. To get a level of comfort, for people to feel this isn't rocket science, it's common sense, and I know as much as the next person, I'm hoping removes barriers to being involved.
I think if you just don't know what you're doing, you just feel a little bit lost. So it's good to have some guidance, and then you meet other people and you think, oh, that's quite a good idea, I could do that one. So if you share ideas that, you wouldn't have that opportunity without meeting other people at the training session.
We get together with those people and you talk about what you can do, and you can go from something small to something bigger and bigger and bigger incrementally, because the ideas are feeding in. And you might have one idea and somebody says, yeah, but what if you take that idea and you add this?
There was a wide variety of people attending, which was fascinating. And really one of the benefits for me from that module was listening to the people's stories.
After finishing this course, I hope to be more strategic and approach maybe problems within the community a little bit differently, break them down into smaller pieces and be more strategic of how to tackle the problems and who I can rely on, and hopefully meet some of the good people within a group to sort of ask for advice if required.
People know what they know and know who they know. And it's an amazingly refreshing thing for everyone when they discover new people, new things they didn't know, new ways to connect and new opportunities through connecting.
Well, I think it helps you. Well, it's helped me as well as just in volunteering, but it's my normal work as well. So I think you'll get something out of it for attending.
Working with people is actually a huge skill that we probably don't talk about enough in volunteering. It is not always easy to be a part of groups and committees where the people are so different and so vast and so many different groups and dynamics. But attending these courses and being able to learn those skills and understanding that everyone has a different skill set that you can use to your advantage is an amazing thing.
You know, with anything, be it paid employment or volunteering, there are times when you feel, I wonder why I'm doing this. And just talking it through with other people makes you realise, well, I do know, now I know why I'm doing this. And it's worth, you know, it's worth persevering with.
So coming up in October, we're continuing with a module called Modern Governance and Effectiveness. In this module, the participants will learn the roles and responsibilities required within an organisation, from taking meeting minutes to fiduciary responsibility. Shortly after this, we'll welcome Chris Sands from the UK. Chris is a place expert and the founder of the Totally Locally campaign. Chris will work with townships to further develop a deeper sense of identity and cohesion. In December, we will offer a module around leadership in cultural safety, which will cover the importance of diversity within a community and a group, and how this can best be harnessed to the advantage of a group rather than the detriment. In terms of workforce, making leaders in a community equipped with the confidence and tools to welcome migrants will lead to increased workforce outcomes. We believe in increasing personal capacity and in improving the knowledge of citizens in their networks and area. Therefore, we've been running a program called the Barossa Future Leaders that began in March this year. It's involved around 30 participants, serving as a valuable networking medium and covering aspects such as Barossa Wine School, Barossa Food and its place, presenting and profile raising, leaders for climate action, pre-settlement and settlement, and storytelling as a tool. Over the course of 2023, we'll offer modules around mental wellness, grant writing and presentation skills, and finish the year working closely with individual groups. We sincerely thank PIRSA for funding this great initiative. Thank you.